Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. Today, we are plunging into a story that it starts quietly enough in a convent, but ends somewhere truly chilling.
Hmm.
Imagine this picture: a serene chapel, maybe the smell of incense, and then bam, a brutal murder.
Yeah.
And not just any murder, a nun, garroted with a rosary, if you can believe it, and dressed in a wedding gown.
It's an incredibly potent image to start with.
Right, and that, as you'll find out, is really just the beginning, the first thread. More bodies turn up, and each one pulls back another layer, revealing this past that just refuses to stay buried.
Exactly. So our mission today is to really dig into Lisa Jackson's Devious. We're going to treat this this novel, like a case file, basically. We'll
Okay.
dissect the narrative, try to uncover not just what happened, but how these, well, frankly, unthinkable crimes got tangled up in this incredibly complex web of personal histories.
So we're analyzing the relationships, right? The shocking identity reveals even the return of a killer everyone thought was dead.
That's the plan.
It's a deep dive that really shows how personal history and crime can intertwine, and how an author uses all these details to build suspense. So let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so first, the initial shock. Sister Camille Renard's death. The source paints this vivid picture. She's found in the chapel at St. Marguerite's Convent, garroted, rosary, wedding gown.
The whole setup. And the person who finds her is Sister Lucia Costa. She mentions having these weird feelings, hearing voices, just before she discovers the body.
Which adds this slightly eerie, maybe supernatural layer right from the start. It's that contrast, isn't it? The place of peace, this convent, and then such a violent symbolic death.
Absolutely. The scene itself is just designed to be deeply unsettling, to grab you immediately. And that's when the police arrive. Detectives Reuben Montoya and Rick Bentz, NOPD, homicide.
Standard procedure, but then it gets complicated. Fast.
Yeah, very fast for Detective Montoya. He realizes pretty quickly he knew the victim.
Knew her how.
He actually dated Camille Renard back in high school.
Wow. Okay.
And the connections don't stop there. Sister Lucia, the nun who found the body, turns out she dated Montoya's younger brother, Cruz.
Oh, man. So right away, Montoya's personal life is crashing into his professional one. How does that affect things, do you think, having those ties?
Well, it puts him on an ethical tightrope immediately, doesn't it? And it definitely raises the personal stakes for him. For the author, it's a really clever way to pull the reader into the detective's emotional state.
Makes sense. So, early suspicions.
Early on, they look hard at Father Frank O'Toole. He's a priest at the Associated Church, apparently had a reputation as a bit of a ladies' man back in school.
Okay.
And get this, he actually admits to having an affair with Sister Camille.
Whoa. A priest and a nun. That's a scandal.
Exactly. And you can imagine the Reverend Mother, Sister Charity Verisco, is deeply embarrassed, trying desperately to manage the situation, keep it contained. It feels like the obvious answer, right? Affair gone wrong, maybe.
It does feel a bit too obvious for this kind of story, like maybe a setup.
Well, you're right, because then, like in any good mystery, a piece of evidence drops that just blows that theory out of the water.
Ah, okay. What is it?
The autopsy. It reveals Camille was pregnant, about 8 or 9 weeks along.
Okay, motive maybe, but Father Frank admitted the affair.
Right, but here's the twist. Father Frank's blood type is B positive. The medical examiner determines the father must have had B negative or AB negative blood.
So Father Frank couldn't be the father.
Bingo. Classic red herring. The author throws this scandalous affair at you, makes you focus on O'Toole, then bam! Forensic science says, nope, look elsewhere. It forces the investigators and us to widen the net.
Okay, plot thickening already. Now, Camille has family, right? A sister?
Yes, Valerie Renard, her older sister. And interestingly, Valerie's a former police detective herself.
Oh, useful skill set to have right now.
Extremely. She's devastated, obviously, but she doesn't just sit back. She starts her own investigation, sort of the grieving relative turned detective.
And what does she find? Anything the police missed?
She finds something incredibly disturbing. She gets hold of Camille's BlackBerry.
Okay.
And on it, well, it's horrific. There are videos. One apparently shows Camille's actual death.
Oh.
Another shows the murder of Sister Asteria, who we later learn is the next victim.
Wait, a video of a murder that hasn't happened yet? Or it had just happened?
It seems to show Asteria's murder. The timeline is a bit compressed in the discovery, but it shows both. But here's the part that gets really personal, really terrifying for Valerie.
What?
There's an audio message left specifically for her. It says, "You're on the list. There is no escape."
Whoa. A direct threat.
Yeah.
to Valerie. So this isn't just about finding her sister's killer anymore.
Exactly. Now it's about her own survival. The stakes just shot through the roof for her. It goes from a sort of detached investigation to immediate personal terror.
Yeah, I mean, think about getting that message while you're grieving. The psychological impact.
It's immense. It completely changes her drive, her focus. It's not just justice now, it's self-preservation.
Okay, so the web is expanding. More murders start happening. You mentioned Sister Hysteria.
Right. Sister Hysteria McClellan, another young nun from St. Marguerite's. She's found dead in the convent cemetery, killed in the exact same way as Camille garroted.
Same MO. And the connection.
Disturbingly, she also apparently had a crush on Father Frank O'Toole, so that connection or maybe misdirection is still there.
Okay, but then things take another turn, don't they? Outside the convent.
Yeah, they do. The police find another victim, Gracie Blank, a red-haired prostitute, also garroted.
Same method again. Anything else?
Yes. A C-note, a $100 bill, is left with her body, but the eyes on the portrait have been blackened out.
That sounds specific. Familiar.
Chillingly familiar. It's the signature of a serial killer known as Father John, a killer believed to have died a decade ago.
Believed to have died.
Yes. And Detective Bentz, Montoya's partner, was actually the one involved in the confrontation where Father John was supposedly killed, drowned in a swamp.
So a copycat. Or is Father John back?
That's the terrifying question. And adding fuel to that fire, the blood type found at Gracie Blank's scene matches the blood type found at Father John's crime scenes from years ago.
Oh boy. That throws everything into chaos. A potential ghost killer.
Exactly. It adds this almost supernatural dread. Is it a copycat meticulously recreating the crimes? Or did Bentz somehow fail all those years ago?
Huge implications.
Yeah.
And speaking of the past resurfacing, the orphanage connection comes up. St. Elsinore's.
Right. It turns out that both Camille and Valerie were adopted from St. Elsinore's orphanage, which has close ties to St. Marguerite's convent.
Okay, so their pasts are linked to this place.
Deeply. And it's revealed Camille had recently worked at St. Elsinore's. More importantly, she was actively digging into their biological parents. They'd been told their parents, Mary and Michael Brown, died young.
So Camille was investigating her own origins.
Yes. And that investigation immediately presents a powerful new motive for why someone might want her silenced. Maybe she uncovered something dangerous about her past or the orphanage's past.
And this ties into Valerie's experience too, doesn't it? Her nightmares.
It does. Valerie has these recurring, haunting nightmares. She dreams of a demon with rat eyes and a silvery chain.
Sounds terrifying.
And these aren't just random anxieties. The narrative reveals their fragmented memories linked to a specific person from her time at the orphanage. A cruel nun named Sister Ignatia.
So her nightmares are rooted in actual past trauma from the orphanage.
Exactly. The author uses these nightmares to externalize that buried trauma, showing how the past is literally haunting her present. It's a constant reminder that these events, these places, are deeply connected.
And while all this is swirling, Sister Lucia, the nun who found the first body, she does something drastic.
Yes, completely consumed by fear and feeling compelled by this internal voice she keeps mentioning, she calls Cruz Montoya, the detective's brother she used to date.
Okay. To warn him. Ask for help.
It's unclear exactly why, because right after contacting him, she just bolts, disappears, flees the convent entirely.
Wow. Just abandons everything. What could make her that scared? What does she know, or what does she think she knows?
That's the mystery, isn't it? Is she running from a person? Or is it the weight of what she saw, what she feels? Maybe this voice is warning her she's next. Her flight just ramps up the tension. What terrible secret is hiding within those convent walls?
Okay, so the layers just keep piling on. We're heading towards the unmasking then. Where does the next big break happen?
It happens quite dramatically at St. Elsinore's itself. They're holding a charity auction to raise funds for the orphanage, a big public event.
And amidst the fundraising.
Another body is discovered. Sister Louise Cortez. She was a nun, also a talented soprano singer. And guess what?
Let me guess. Crush on Father Frank.
You got it. Another connection, however superficial to him. She's found dead, stuffed inside a grand piano.
Inside a piano. That's horrifyingly theatrical.
It really is. It suggests a killer who isn't just killing, but almost performing. It's macabre.
So this latest horror spurs Valerie on. Her and her husband, Slade.
Yes, this pushes them to intensify their own search. They head into the orphanage basement following clues Camille might have left or things Valerie remembers.
And down there, they find the killer.
Down there, the truth comes out. The killer is unmasked. It's Sister Devota, Her real name, we learn, is Darlene Arnis.
Sister Devota. Okay. Why? What was her motive for all this brutality?
Devota confesses. She killed Camille, Asteria, and Louise. And her reason? It's this incredibly twisted, fanatical, religious zeal. Yeah, she genuinely believes she's doing God's work. She sees these women, particularly their connection, real or perceived to Father Frank O'Toole, as harlots who shame the church, so she's eliminating them.
Wow, that's chilling. Believing murder is divinely sanctioned.
It's a terrifying look at how faith can be warped into justification for atrocity. And she adds another piece to the puzzle. She tells Valerie that she and Camille weren't biological sisters.
Not sisters.
Nope. And Devota says Camille had found out some truth, implying that discovery might be linked to why Devota targeted her. It enraged Devota.
So Devota's the killer, driven by this warped piety. Case closed. Oh, wait, you said Sister Charity shows up too.
Right. Just as this confrontation is happening, Sister Charity, the Reverend Mother, appears in the basement. And Devota, perhaps in a panic or further rage, fatally attacks Sister Charity. But as Sister Charity is dying, there's one final, absolutely stunning revelation.
What is that?
Sister Charity is actually Sister Ignatia.
Wait, the cruel nun from Valerie's nightmares, from the orphanage.
The very same one. And not only that, Sister Ignatia's Sister Charity is Valerie's biological mother.
No way. Her mother. The cruel nun was her mother.
Yes. She'd been hiding her identity all these years, living as Sister Charity, secretly watching over and protecting Valerie. Remember those crisscross marks Montoya noticed on her earlier?
Yeah.
They were from self-flagellation, penance for her past actions as Sister Ignatia, and perhaps for giving Valerie up.
That is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
The head of the convent, the source of Valerie's childhood trauma, was her mother, living this secret life of atonement.
It's an incredible twist, right? Adds such a layer of tragedy and hidden sacrifice. It makes you completely reevaluate Sister Charity Ignatia.
Absolutely. It really drives home that idea of secrets hidden beneath the surface and the lengths people go to for protection or penance. So the police arrive then.
Yes. Montoya and Bentz finally get there, catch Devota basically red-handed amidst the chaos, and she's apprehended. Seems like it's finally over.
Okay, now it feels like case closed. Devota's caught. The truth about Valerie's mother is out.
You'd think so. But the author saves the biggest twist for last, Father John's unfinished business.
Ah, right. Father John. What happens?
So Devota, Darlene Arnis, is in prison. A man comes to visit her, dressed as a priest.
Okay, for confession.
Exactly. Devota, perhaps seeking absolution or just assuming the seal of confession, confesses everything to them. All the murders, her motives, the whole deal.
She tells this visiting priest everything.
Everything, believing it's a safe, sacred confession.
But the priest, let me guess.
The priest is none other than the real Father John, the serial killer everyone thought was dead.
He's alive.
Yeah.
And he heard her confession.
He is alive, and he reveals something crucial he knows. He tells Devota that Camille Renard was his daughter.
Camille was Father John's daughter.
Yes. He speaks of having an insatiable love for her.
So Devota killed the daughter of this supposedly dead serial killer.
Precisely. And just after Devota confesses that Camille was his child, Father John delivers his own brutal form of justice.
What does he do?
He kills Devota right there in her prison cell, snaps her neck.
He murders her in prison after hearing her confess to killing his daughter.
Exactly. A final act of vengeance.
Yeah.
And then he just slips away. Undetected, leaves the prison. He's still out there.
Wow, that completely flips the script again. The supposed ultimate evil wasn't Devota, maybe. It's Father John, who's not only alive, but motivated by this intensely personal vendetta now.
It's a masterful final twist. It subverts her sense of resolution. The immediate threat, Devota, is gone, but the original, perhaps greater threat, Father John, is back. He's free, and he has a deeply personal reason to potentially kill again.
It changes everything. It makes Camille's investigation into her parents even more dangerous in retrospect, though she likely never knew her father was Father John.
Exactly. It casts this long shadow back over the entire story and forward into the unknown.
So we started this deep dive with one nun murdered in a convent chapel. And we followed the threads through illicit affairs, hidden adoptions, deep-seated trauma, self-punishment, religious fanaticism.
Only to end up with the return of a legendary serial killer revealed as the victim's father, who executes her killer and walks free.
It really highlights how these seemingly separate lives and histories were all tangled together, doesn't it? How secrets in one generation echo down to the next.
Absolutely. And it shows how places we think of as safe havens, like a convent, can hide profound darkness and danger. The author really plays with that juxtaposition.
So the final question lingers, doesn't it? When uncovering the truth brings back an even bigger, uncaptured evil, driven now by something as powerful as a father's vengeance, can justice ever really be served?
Or are some horrors just destined to linger, waiting to resurface? It definitely leaves you thinking.
A lot to ponder. That was quite the deep dive into deception, secrets, and the long reach of the past.